Y'all already know the deal. Ranking every FKA Twigs song. Every song she's put out, we're ranking right now, right here. Listen, y'all know Lord is my wife, but Twigs?
I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. I cheat. I'm a cheater, bro. That's me.
What?
Twigs is a really unique artist that makes me feel a certain type of way. I want to do something with her in a video. So we're gonna rank every single song that she's put out. That means EP1, EP2, that means the Mellissa EP, her 2 albums, and some little singles here and there. Let me preface this by saying I don't really think she's really put out a bad song. There's some songs that may be a little lackluster, maybe fine, but I don't think there's anything bad here. There's gonna have to be a technically worse song, but it's not a personal attack against you if you like that song. Poppy Pacify is a very slow song that doesn't really have much personality in there for me. It's very slow, it's very dragging. I guess it's kind of sexy, but it just doesn't really click for me. And the chorus is pretty weak to me. You'll notice a lot of the EP stuff is lower on this list. I still think Twigs was kind of finding her sound and developing it during this time, so of course it's going to be a little lower. It's just the way it is. I'm just the messenger. Hide is very also just there. It kind of sounds cool with the instrumental, but then again, it's just there. Next is Ultraviolet. I do like Ultraviolet's kind of chorus and just ease out of the EP2 that it is, but there's not much to it besides the chorus. Breathe is pretty cool. I like the instrumental here that's going around, and I like the chorus. It's very ethereal, you could say, and I think that's a guitar that kind of wails away in the background at points. Sounds really good. Weak Spot is kind of scary because she's up against the mic and she's like, I heard you got a weak spot, baby. It's very alarming, but there's something amateurish and raw about it that I do like. I don't know if I will like it in like a month. It's just very unique and kind of scary. Yeah, How's That is fine. It's just a kind of another sexy, weird little introduction into EP2. There's not much to this song that I could really talk about. Next is Ache. Ache is probably the most accessible song on EP1. It's cool. It's Ache. Next is Measure of a Man. This song came out after I recorded this video. It's fine. It just feels like Twigs is kind of lending her voice. Her personality isn't really in the instrumental. It's fine. I'm not ranking this version and the cinematic version differently. Fuck you, suck my ass. Next is Thousand Eyes. Thousand Eyes is not really a full song. It's kind of an interlude or introduction into the album, but it's a great introduction to Magdalene. I couldn't put it too high. It needs to be placed with the rest of the album. And then after that is Preface. Same kind of thing for that. It's very scary, this intro too, which is weird because LP1 isn't as disturbing as Magdalene. It's a very interesting thought to go into this album with that repeated phrase over and over. Good to Love is very odd to hear in Twigs' catalog because it's her being like happy or content with being in love. It's kind of a breath of fresh air because of that. It feels like an oasis in this land that's very stressed often, and I kind of like it for that, but that's that. I like to hear struggle in music. I don't want anyone to be happy. I'm kidding. Don't Judge Me is cool, and it's interesting to hear the other artists on top of it. You don't really hear other artists on Twigs songs. It's mostly just her and her producers. So it is a breath of fresh air to hear other people on top of what she's doing, and I really do like what the other artists like implement into the song. Next is Hours. Hours is cool, but it is slower. It does not drag, but it kind of goes along like molasses for a while. It reminds me of the EP kind of tracks and how it goes on, and by the time Twigs gets to like her second verse, it is kind of like, but the instrumental is really, really good, and it surrounds you in a whole world. Next is I'm Your Doll. I'm Your Doll I never really connected with as much as other people. I really do like how the whole Mellissa EP is very harsh and scary and aggressive. I'm Your Doll is just the track that is weakest out of the bunch for me. Next is Kicks, the outro of LP1. It's cool. It's very just there. and it sounds very pretty going through this whole wonderland that was LP1, but just compared to other LP1 songs, doesn't stack up as much as others. Holy Terrain. So people hate this song, but this was the first Twigs song I think I heard. This is a good song to introduce people into Twigs because, I mean, Future on it helps with a little mainstream thing. You hear a voice that's recognizable. He kind of works on top of the track, and I don't think it's as bad as other people say. I think it's good as an introduction, but also I like how it's her talking about her innocence kind of being corrupted by this really toxic guy in her life. It's a pairing that I respect artistically because of that. It's so weird to see these two next to each other, but for me, it does work. Next is Closer. Closer is very easy to listen to. It just goes on about, yeah, I think it's one of her weaker tracks on LP1, but it is there around all these instrumentals that sound gorgeous that I can't really not like it at all. Mothercreep. Mothercreep is cool. I think it's on the lower end of the Mellissa EP, but the Mellissa EP is really, 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 really good. Every song is actually fucking good or phenomenal on that thing. And the Mothercreep is just on the lower end, but it's still really good, especially near the end where the instrumental kind of breaks down. Next is Lights On. Lights On I never attached myself to as much as other people, but I really do like the repeated, we could do it with the lights on when I trust you thing. You can really read into that. It's kind of the part 2 introduction to the album. And I really do like how the instrumental like breaks down in the middle part, and you just hear all these weird fucking noises that to this day, what is it, 7 years later, this still sounds like it could come out tomorrow and I'd be like, wow, this shit is new, it's fresh, I like it. Numbers is a really like aggressive track on LP1, and that's why I like it. The bam 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 bam. This song is really held up by the instrumental for me, to be honest. I like what she's saying. She's talking about being like, what, you just fuck me to fuck me? You bitch, give up. I love Give Up because of this video where she takes like a minute to pick up the mic and does a little dance before. Bruh. I don't know. And again, I mean, everything on LP1 instrumental-wise is gorgeous. I don't know what else to say. Figure 8. Figure 8 is a really good introduction to Mellissa, into this fucking world that you're going into, and you just know that this thing's gonna be different from everything else right now because it's intense, it's passionate, it's... Next is Mary Magdalene. I feel like I should like this track more. People really do like this track. This track is really detailed. It goes a bunch of different places. I wish the ending was a little more aggressive. It really does sound like someone like kind of yelling out in this world, but I just still do wish it went a little more aggressive. I really do like where it goes, and I love just how Magdalene is portrayed on this album. Next is Water Me. I don't know what it is about Water Me. It's simple, and it just hits right. It's really kind of, at points, like hard to describe, but Water Me just clicks in so many different ways. It just feels vulnerable and really like a look into this person's soul. This vulnerability just speaks to me in a way that a lot of the tracks before or on the first 2 EPs didn't, and I was really surprised by it. Next is Mirrored Heart. Mirrored Heart is so fucking sad. I can't even understand why. No, I can't understand why. So Mirrored Heart kind of sounds like a wedding slow dance song, except talking about heartbreak. You're not with this person anymore, and you can't even look at people who are happy together because it just reminds you that you're without anyone. I can connect to this fucking song because of that. I mean, all of Magdalene is Twigs at her most vulnerable state. She's really broken down, and I really do like how it connects with me at points. Mirrored Heart, I don't feel like I should like as much as I do because it is simple, but maybe that's what speaks to me. Number 10 is In Time. I like this one because she does a little Charlie XCX thing going on. She does a little Charlie voice, but this actually may predate Charlie. I can't even speak. And this is also her being more like aggressive on these tracks, which is what I like. I mean, I love the Mellissa EP because of it. You can't tell me that's not fucking Charlie XCX. Secret feature? In time is you really being into this person, but also it's fucking annoying you how much you are. Like, they just have power over you and adding a stress to your life that, God, you don't need, but damn, that pussy though. Alright, number 9 is Daybed. I gotta calm down for Daybed, because Daybed is so sad. So fucking sad. I know Twigs was going through a lot during Magdalene, so I kind of having depression in a way where the only time you feel comfort is when you're doing nothing in your bed. The only time you feel good is when you're doing nothing in your bed is so sad. But I feel like a lot of people can connect to this because of that. The only thing that's good in this world is the bed that you have, and you don't even want to get up or do anything because of it. It's so sad to hear someone talk about that being their comfort zone. I don't think that's something that a lot of people would admit. A lot of people like to talk about how much work they would do or like glamorize their grind, but no one really wants to talk about something like this because it makes them seem lazy. But I feel like it is something that is so true and vulnerable that it makes it connect with people heavily. Next is Fallen Alien. This is Twigs being so fucking aggressive. It's a banger, this song, bro. She will take you down. And it's this raw, like awful emotions that you wish you didn't feel. Woo! A lot of these songs are so hard to describe because they're so otherworldly. And it's just hard to put into words if you're not a fucking music critic. Next is Glass and Patron. Bruh, Glass and Patron is fucking fire. I think this might even go higher on my list. It's sexy. It's so aggressive. Bro, it's crazy how Twigs is so like tiny in size, but she can make herself seem so fucking powerful sexually and so in control. It's just the confidence that bleeds through that really makes me connect to something aggressive like this with all these unique sounds flying through. This song's really, really good. Video Girl. Video Girl is great. Video Girl was one of the first songs I heard from Twigs too that really just clicked with me. The underdog story. She's 19 trying to get into this thing, this whole industry. It's just a struggle and kind of really good to hear the song after knowing that she kind of did achieve what she wanted to do. Even though people were like, you're not gonna do anything, blah, 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 blah. She's great, bro. The song's really like empowering. Sad Day. Sad Day is this art pop. Sad Day was one of the first songs I heard from Twigs too, and it just connected. The instrumental kind of sounded like a battle almost between certain parts of it, like it just whipped back and forth. Home With You is a divisive song. I know people who hate Home With You, but Home With You is like going through hell, and then there's glimmers of hope that keep you going. And who knows if those glimmers of hopes are facades or the truth, but you're just brought back into that hell. Home With You is hard to listen to for me. It really is, because it feels like abuse at points. And then it feels like the one time that your abuser is good to you. Home With You is such an aggressive, harsh way to start Magdalene, but I couldn't see it starting any other way. It's maybe the darkest part on the album, besides for Cellophane. Cellophane is so hard to listen to. So fucking hard to listen to for me, but it's so good. It's awful to hear someone talk about, you know, not being able to love who you love and it coming down to the people surrounding you that makes you not be able to be in love or be together. Not because of you two, but because of how the world is around you. You can't be with this person, and you try everything that you can be to be as good as possible, but you just can't. It's so, oh my god. Cellophane is gonna live the test of time. These next songs I feel like all could be number one in one way or another, but this is what it is. At number 2 is 2 Weeks. 2 Weeks is one of the sexiest fucking songs I've ever heard. Because this girl is telling you your girl's not good for you. I am. She's not being sad about it. She's explaining exactly why. I will do this better. Give me 2 weeks, you will fucking forget about her. You're talking about the male fantasy. This is the male fantasy. At least this is the fucking Kevin Dooley fantasy, this song. The confidence in this song is just the most attractive thing ever to me. And again, the instrumental just backs this up, being so powerful, so just, this is the greatest thing ever, and you should know this. This is this girl being like, listen, I'm amazing, but you gotta make me feel amazing too. How could you say fucking no to that? It's, she will put you first. I can fuck you better than her. It's crazy. But you wanna know what? Pendulum is my number one. Pendulum is my number one. Pendulum starts slow, but I think the song is perfect, actually. I don't think there's anything wrong with this song. Now, I don't want, if you've never heard of Twigs and somehow you're still here, I don't want you going into Pendulum being like, what is so perfect about the song? Just go into it. Maybe you'll find another song that you really like from her, and Pendulum won't be it. But for me, Pendulum works. So lonely, trying to be yours. That line alone is ingrained in my skull forever. Again, the instrumental just builds you into this world. It starts really quiet, but when it goes off, it goes off. And the end of the song, I know the song is gonna hit harder too when I get a crush on someone who is like seemingly out of my league, but that's kind of hard to find because no one's out of my league. Oh my god, this part. How does it feel to have me thinking about you? You ever think about that? This is the best part. Right here. When I heard this on vinyl for the first time, it was one of those moments in music that you just... I was lost. I was literally doing the Kanye. I was doing the Kanye, floating up into space. And her going into her lower range here, or like medium range, it's so good. This song, it transcends me. No fucking meme. Just the instrumental alone. It could work fucking instrumentally alone, but she really does add a lot to it. I think Twigs is really a one-of-a-kind artist, that she can compose these sounds with the people around her, add her 2 cents to it, fucking more than 2 cents. She really is unique, and I think she's a great talent that I wanted to see stick around for a long time. Baby girl, what is your list? Or what do you think are some of her best songs? And tell me why in the comments. I'm curious to know.